Hey Ben, this is Thomas Crowick, and in this quick video I'm going to show you 6 critical issues with your website that are costing you money. Right, so here's just a quick overview of the issues that I'm going to cover. So number one, I'm going to tell you how you have a brochure website instead of a website that sells. I'm going to show you the problem here, why this problem's costing you money, and how to solve it. The second one is you're not capturing the names and emails of visitors who are likely to buy over the next 18 months, and you're missing a big opportunity right here, and I'm going to show you how you can fix that. 3, you focus on features instead of customer benefits. 4, you don't use headlines to capture interest quickly. Number 5, you don't have any testimonials or social proof to put skeptical visitors at ease and convince them to buy with you after they've seen your ad. And number 6, your calls to action are weak. That's just briefly what we are going to cover over the next 10 minutes or so. I'm going to show you the problems and why they're costing you money and exactly how you can fix them. So at the very least, after watching this video, you'll be able to fix these problems with your website and get this big opportunity that is currently being missed. So let's get started. Alright, so I have your website loaded here, and the first problem that I spotted with your website is that you have a brochure website instead of a website that's selling for your company. And what I mean by that is your website is more of a brochure online instead of a mini salesman that grabs the attention of your audience and pushes them to take a very specific action and then buy with you. Think about it like this. If you were to have a face-to-face meeting with a potential customer, you probably wouldn't just refer them to a bunch of nice photos, and you probably wouldn't tell them that you've been in business for 100 years, and you probably wouldn't confuse them with a huge paragraph about all your different products and services. No, but what I'm guessing you would do is you'd ask them about their current situation and, what they wanted or what they were looking to achieve. You'd offer to show them relevant information, you'd build trust slowly, and then you'd get their contact information, and then you'd follow up with them until you'd help them enough so that they were able to make a great decision that was right for them. Now that's the exact same way your website should work for you. You don't want your website to be an online brochure with pictures and words. You want it to be, a business tool or an added employee that's automated and set up so that it's really working for you 24/7. So at the moment, if we come onto your site, we're just greeted by, a picture, and you talk about your agencies, and you welcome people to your site, and then you're just listing the services. But you see, there's no real wording that, speaks to me, that really grabs the interest of people and, affects them emotionally. There's no wording that, tells your prospects that you understand the problems they're experiencing or, what help they might need. It's more just an online information brochure as opposed to a mini salesman. And if we go over to your services page, let's choose the automation page. It's really the same again, just, a picture and, just listing, the automation service you provide, and then just a bunch of dot points about the features of this particular service. So the problem here is that, you're not really speaking to your customer, you're just providing them with information. So how you could solve this issue, and what I recommend you do, that for each service page is I'd recommend you talk about, the current situation your prospect may be in, why somebody may be interested in your automation services or your drafting services, and the problems that they may be having. Then I would talk about, how your services solve the problems of your customers and why they should choose you as opposed to the competition. And then finally, just, give them a little baby step to move them forward towards choosing you. So they might request an information report, or, maybe, or a product spec sheet, or, case studies of people that, you've helped with automation, so that they can see what you've provided to other businesses. And you see, that's what a salesman would do if they were to meet with your prospect. And that's what your website should do also. The second issue that I came across is that you are not capturing the names and email addresses of people that visit your site. So this is a big one, and here's why. Today, potential customers educate themselves online long before making a buying decision. People will find you, through Google, other people refer people to you, word of mouth gets around, and like I said in my lumpy mail letter I sent you, people view your ad in the industry publications and magazines, and they will go online to your website after they view your ad. And it is what happens on your website that matters most. The ad is simply to get people to go there. Now, you see, there is a very large percentage of people, on average around 50%, who after seeing your ad won't be ready to call you right away, but they are still interested in what you have to offer. And these are the sorts of people who are going to request more information before they buy. And sometimes it may take them up to 18 months to make a decision. So at the moment, I notice you're not asking for anyone's email address on your site, and you don't give away any information for someone's email address either. So you have no way of communicating with these people who have visited your site and therefore shown an interest in what you have to offer. So the problem here is that you're missing out on the 50% of consumers who are researching online, and likely to engage in your services over the next 18 months. And the way you get this 50% to buy from you is by capturing their email address in exchange for useful information. So I see if we, go to your, the previous work you've done, you actually do provide case studies. So people requesting your previous case studies would be, they'd be great prospects to keep in touch with because they've shown an interest in the work that you've provided for previous clients. And you can put plenty of other useful information all around your website as a lead magnet. And people will enter in their email address to receive that. And what you do there is you capture the names and emails of interested people. And over time, you can send emails to them and help them out with making the right decision just through an automatic email autoresponder. Over time, they'll be educated by you and they'll start to trust you. And when they finally are ready to buy, they will buy with you. So you see, it costs no extra money to capture their email. You're already paying for them to get to your site. So you may as well capture that email address. And this is a real massive missed opportunity for you right now. Now, the third thing I wanted to bring up about your website is that you talk a lot about business features instead of customer benefits. So at the moment, your website talks a lot about, you and, the technical details of the services that you provide and, welcome to Brolton Group. And see, these are important, but they're not the main reason why people buy your services, why people engage in your services. So at the moment, see here on the automation page, you just, you list automation and you list the features of what you do. But you see, people aren't really after automation, they're after a benefit that this provides. So whether that's, increased efficiency, lower costs, better safety. See, these are the benefits that the businesses you work with are after. These are, the deep emotional desires as to why people would buy your services, and that's what you should focus on instead of, the features and the technical information. People buy your services for the benefits it will provide them. So, what you should focus on instead of, the features and the feature names and the technical information is, the benefits a potential client could receive from working with you. And again, it's like what a good salesman would do. They wouldn't talk about the features of your services. They would talk about the benefit it would provide to your customer. These are the sorts of things the companies you work with are after. They're not after automation. They're after the benefit that, automation will provide to their business. Another thing that I notice about your website, and if we stay on this same page, is that you don't use headlines to capture interest quickly. Now, a headline is the main title on any page of a website. So for example, automation right here. Just think about how you read a newspaper. When you pick up a newspaper, you don't go into the articles, you just look at the headlines. Your eyeballs just quickly skim across the headlines and look for something that's interesting. And that's the exact same way people are viewing your website. They'll land on your website after maybe viewing your ad, and you'll literally have 2 to 3 seconds to capture their interest. Or, they're going to go somewhere else, or they're just going to disappear, or maybe even close the window and go to one of your competitors. And if your competitors do a better job at capturing the visitor's interest, well, they've won them. So you see, that's how crucial a headline is. It's really important to have headlines that hook people, capture their interest, and make them want to read more. So if we pick on the automation page again, just listing the word, first you just have a big picture up here where the headline should be. And this isn't really going to capture anyone's interest if they've come to the automation page. So, you really need a headline further up here that talks about the benefits again that your customer could receive from using your automation services. So, an automation headline won't capture interest quickly, but a headline that talks about the benefits of automation, increased efficiency, lower costs, more profit, these sorts of things, that's going to capture interest, and that's going to have a potential client, reading more on your site. Then they'll have them scrolling down, maybe eventually leading to them requesting more information or giving you a call. So having headlines that are focused on your customer, that talk about the benefits to your customer, this is going to capture their interest and have them reading more on your website. Now, another thing I noticed on your website is that you are not using any customer testimonials. And like I said earlier, a good salesman would always use customer testimonials to help convince a prospect to buy from them. Just like how I said earlier, your website should be like a mini salesman instead of an online brochure. I went through your site and I couldn't see any testimonials. Now, I'm sure you have lots of happy past customers, where I know you have previous case studies, and I'm sure you have happy customers from those case studies. And it would be very easy for you to get testimonials from them and put them all over your website, on your home page, on your different service pages. Testimonials are a very powerful way to convince visitors to do business with you over your competition. And when you combine your testimonials, with your case studies, I'll bet you'll get a lot of new business. The last thing that I noticed with your website is that your calls to action are weak. You see, I have to commend you though. It is great that you have the email address and your phone number at the top of your website. So you are making it easy for that small percentage of people to get in touch with you. So that's great. But you see, there are a lot of people who won't be ready to call you right away, and they might need a little more convincing before they give you a call. So, what I would suggest is, maybe giving your online call to action, a little bit more attention. So if people call you up on this number up here, what are they going to get? Maybe it's a free 30-minute consultation with one of your consultants where they can go over some of the challenges they're facing, and maybe you can make some recommended solutions for them. So really giving people a reason to call you. Merely listing the phone number isn't going to get everyone calling you, but if you give them a reason and maybe a bit of value up front, you'll have more people giving you a call right away. And secondly, if we jump over to your contact form, we don't really need all these fields. So first, what I would suggest is, moving the contact form right up the top and, making it very simple. So a name, a phone number, and an email address. That's all you really need. And that might be, request a callback with one of your sales consultants. This will have more people filling out the form, and, it'll increase the response that your website brings to your business. This will be far more powerful than, having this big contact us form asking for so many different details. So what I would recommend here is, putting that large visible phone number as you do, but, giving people a reason to call you, so a special offer, and putting in a request a callback feature where people, maybe a button here where they can just put their name, email address, and phone number and have someone call them, have one of your sales team call them up. And then just removing a lot of the fields on your contact us page and putting it a bit higher. This is going to increase the response of your website dramatically. So these are the 6 issues that I spotted with your website that I honestly believe are costing you customers and profit. There's a lot of missed opportunity here. However, it does look like you guys, you run a fantastic business. All your ads look amazing. It looks like you're very good at what you do, and you have obviously been around for quite some time. But you are missing out on a lot of opportunity here because you're making these 6 critical mistakes. So to conclude here, like I said, these issues are costing you money, but they can easily be fixed. What I honestly recommend you do is you give me a call right now on 0415 759 015 or email me on the address listed and schedule a no commitment consultation with me, which is usually $250. I can walk you through in detail how to fix all these issues that I've outlined on your website, and also many more that I've spotted. And the worst case scenario is after your consultation with me, you've wasted a little bit of time, but you now have a list of things that you can fix on your website to improve its response. There's no obligation to choose me to do the work or anything like that, just a complimentary consultation, and I'll walk you through all the problems and how to fix them all. And if you want to hire me to do the work, you're most welcome to do. But like I said, there are no obligations. So why don't you go ahead and give me a call on 0415 759 015 or email me to get your consultation booked so we can go over these issues, fix them, and get you guys more customers and more profit. I look forward to talking with you soon.